Steady when everything done doing read.
See here?
Close, you see how?
See here? That here is if you want to something, you get this camera. Second one.
So you're gonna do everything from over here. Okay. With a paper. With a cement paper.
Everything.
No.
Yeah.
The motto.
Oh, no there. It's Facebook on.
You don't got Facebook on? Well then talk to Facebook.
Okay, Facebook. I like that by yourself because we're going on now. See the two levers, carry them up.
These two?
Yeah. And then you press the first button. See the first button in front of them? That on already. No. Yeah, all three of them.
These three?
Yeah, so the first one is yours, the second one is Freddie on, and the third one is me or us.
Okay. So I'm pressing all you two.
Okay, so you gotta bring down the one in the middle now. No, the last one. That one, bring it down. You get it down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Sunshine City, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning. Depends on which part of the world that you are. It's Swaliga Grassroot Movement. We in the building, we in the house, so you know. You know you see what happened there? My mic was on. No to on.
Oh, you did. So then start back.
So start back then. Good evening, good morning, good night. X-Rays is in the building. So once you know X-Rays is in the building, which means the Swaliga Grassroot Movement is here. Gotta pick up all the folks that's on Facebook right now also. If you're on Facebook, just go log into the Swaliga Grassroot Movement on Facebook. Gotta pick up all my Facebook people them. Maria, pick up yourself. Also Marada down there in Sanagong. Okay, look up big name. Remy. Oh, you know Remy, man. Remy, I was bigging up the grassroots. Big up yourself, Remy. Every time. Large up on yourself. Everybody else, got to hit heavy on Itik up there in Guada on vacation. So, bless up yourself. And all the other grassroots, I don't know what it is. So yeah, we're gonna pull off one time. Grassroots, ready? Let the folks know that how
Yes, I would also like to say good evening to the St. Martin's, North South, to the militants in the house. Good evening to you, strength to you, force to you, to those outside here as well. Of course, we are here again to discuss and analyze the matters and issues that concern St. Martin and St. Martin's, the matters that is affecting us. So that's why we are here, and I noticed that today the talk is constantly about elections and politics, but it is way too soon. It is way too soon to discuss, I think, that matter, because a lot is possible before March 22. A lot can take place before March 22. So I think we should stay focused, be focused, and let's continue fighting for St. Martin and St. Martin's, because we are facing some serious challenges, and we need to stand up to what we see in front of us. So on those words, I thank you.
Yeah, good evening, grassroots, Swaligas, people of St. Martin. Supporters friend for each and everyone who looks forward to this program for whatever reason that it might be. We are the St. Martin defenders, the survivors of St. Martin who have not come out, got weak, all our guests pay a thousand reasons why they want to present Grassroot is to do what they do best as our people and the suit of things. That's all on the planet, in the world. We are about to get into this evening program.
I'll have the mic.
And so all your friends, colleagues, each and everyone that you could interest in this program, what we're going to do is get the definition, and then we're going to roll for this evening.
Yes, I.
I have to speak in the mic.
Yeah. Okay. Definition and the motto of the Swahili Grassroot movement. As you notice tonight, I got a different seat. Didn't introduce yourself. No, we're gonna do it. No, after me. The motto of the Swahili Grassroot movement goes like this: it does not require a majority to prevail, but rather the iron tireless minority keeps set brush fires in people's minds. Okay? Yeah, that's it. Simple to the point. And the next one is, who is a Swahilian? Who is a Saint Martin? A Saint Martin is a person who can trace his or her roots from one or both parents to 1963 or before that. These are bloodline relatives who cannot be separated by nationality or colonial borders. It's not about born here or born to be here. No, it's about blood. We are people of faith, we are people of love, and we are very friendly people. That's why we call it a friendly island. And we will pursue the plan that God has for our life. And this beautiful island that we call St. Martin. And once we say so, it is so. God bless you. This is a blessing. Bye. Okay, now stop saying bless.
We ain't blessed, I think we blessed, man.
No, but they say because they tell me, but I learned them because we into learning words now.
Mm-hmm.
Take off the B off of bless, what you get?
Less.
Less. So we are saying we are less.
Okay.
So
what do you want to?
and we have to be careful. And what it means is be careful with how we use our words, because our words got meanings, and the words are set up purposely for some people to know, and some people to use it, and it works against them. It's like when you plant a peas and get peach tree. So if the word is a negative word,
This word, that word is a Christian word. So there you go.
Remember what the Christian things are.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, God, so I guess the word God is saying, God is still.
But even the word God is saying, you're supposed to be fun.
You get dog.
Yeah.
Evelyn gonna do that. Just take out a G.
Just take out the G.
You get out.
Oh, God.
Out.
So then, I don't know when I come to be going there.
Yeah, so.
Yes. So,
Just
no, we are a competition there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We never know. We never know, because as a people, boy, we really ain't going away fast, eh? And there's a reason for it. We don't consciously know that the reason is there. We just keep on doing it. And we just keep on getting our results. And we just keep on being where we be. No way.
Yeah. Anyway, this month, this is the beginning of what is now getting more and more respect commercially to Blackstone. But because we are true to our cause, we are true to our ancestors, we are true to our origin and where we come from, we celebrate all year long. But what we got to do this month, of course, is increase the awareness, increase the awakening for our people. So each and every program we probably will take, we can just jump in documents, something to build us up and bring us back to who we have. What we would do, among other things, is maybe bring in some people who eventually, how they say, is on the path, is back to the path of African spirituality, and the all of it will be done this month. But that's not that it's out there. It is known, but when dealing with a race, it's like you don't hear that dependent our races are African in origin, and we have always had here that adapt based on the environment, and we explain the world like people with the Caucasian are quite same because of sun. Well, we are quite original that is because in Africa, and even that is, but in Kemetland, even that is, and many other names of the land of our forefathers, we didn't have to fight for food.
Yeah.
It was in abundance versus all of these. But we'll get to that because this is Black History Month, and when we're done with our listeners, if they don't resist to the information given to them, then they would be a different being. And our interest is our people. Let's put it that way. Our races are different than theirs. There's no reason why we should defend ours. So, for this evening, we got a couple of areas to go to, but information changes so much that it's difficult to keep up with it. What we want to do, and this is nothing long, but it's risky, an interesting situation, and that would mean Carrefour. And everybody must catch. But it's not a subject. It's not a subject. It's just a quick amalgamate. We might do beginning around the end. We got to talk it around the end so that it don't end up being a discussion.
But also be careful they don't turn out to be a promotion for him too.
No, we don't just, it's not. By the time we done with them, they'll cut the promotion. We are tell people don't go. Because of the unfairness. So there's room for them to don't win. So I'm worrying. But we got an ongoing situation which we observe with the garbage. We can touch on that for sure. And I've seen a rather interesting situation in Guadeloupe with the beaches, with the Europeans, and their attitude, something that we see here. But it proves that it is a mindset that these people have, that they don't think and they have no respect for us. They just think that we are still their subject without chains on our feet or our neck. And this time, so we want to also look into, go into that direction. Something we can try for, because we are not seeing our boy or hearing our boy Jesse. Oh, it's not Jesse, but Yakio Jesse. Since he was captured after Guadeloupe, there's no information coming out. And so we can try maybe by next program reach out to somebody close
With the family?
to the family and be able to say exactly what's the situation with Jesse. We know his wife is not a physically apt person, and she need her husband around her.
She's not an outspoken person either.
Also, and
Secretive.
so
But
yes.
I don't want to say nothing yet until we meet with the family, but I hear some fairly news about him.
Good or bad?
It's not what we want, but team bad. Team bad. So, but I prefer we talk with the family first before we put it on the air.
Well, what the Grassroot does as a policy is, in the military, they use this term, never leave a fallen soldier behind. Taking up, throwing on your back, dragging by your shirt or your pants, but you don't leave him behind. In other words, we are saying that we would not leave the situation of just disappear in silence.
Right.
We would keep it before the people so that they are aware of what is happening to one of our own militant, one of our own grassroots. So we're going to try to farm ourselves on that and be able to say something to say by next program. As for that guy, Jesse too. Well, he's a listener, but we can just also say to Jesse too that recommendation is try get a lawyer, try get legal counsel in preparation for your court case this February 18th. Well, Jesse got to tell us, I think, at the 18th. I don't and there is analysis or observation being made, and has been proven that there is a handful of islands that did not lose anybody to COVID, and they are in the Caribbean. But when you look at it, they are independent, semi-independent islands. They are not tied to any colonial powers, to any great people, and with a passion. But I think at least there's 3 of them. If there's another one, I'm starting to be corrected. I know it is St. Nevis, Dominica, and Antigua. No, and Anguilla.
St. Lucia also.
Mainly to lose nobody. Okay. And to their credit, what explains why they have not lost anyone is they were able to shut the door, and said, I want nobody come in by me, so meaning the virus cannot come in because they shut the door. When you look at St. Martin, which is one of the smaller islands in the Caribbean, it's a giant economically. It is a giant demographically in terms of population. But in terms of land geography, it is one of the small set. And the south alone lose 27 people. And in the north, what is that? What's the number for what? You got Concunda?
8 or 10.
Okay, 10. So, small little St. Martin, we bad and everything, but we leaders and everything not good. So in other words, collectively, this side of the island clock almost 40 people, give or take. And when you look at these countries, what is the difference? The difference is that we are tied to colonial powers. And when you look at Guadeloupe, you get that same reflex. When you look at Martinique, you get that same reflex. When you look at St. Martin South, you get that tie to Holland. In other words, you are not in control of your situation. In some conversation head to head with some people, man, we have to close the door. Man, he shouldn't leave them come in. But the reality is we in control of nothing. It's the prefect and the sous-prefect in St. Martin and the prefect in Guadeloupe that decides everything. And the policy they execute is a policy of France. So today, it means that when you can't control your house, you are powerless to take your destiny. You are powerless to take decisions in your favor. So these handful of islands, all in the Caribbean, big up to them. I'm sure that it's a place, because if I see how you're seeing how difficult it was to be locked up for a month, I would rather Poland to be locked up for months, which is an Angola situation.
Almost a year.
And still pumpkin. But I see somebody from Angola who I know well today. I understand they were locked up in Angola for long. I saw them over here today, so they get out.
Okay. Okay, so they're still getting chance to travel.
They get out somehow.
Juliana.
Oh, Juliana, yeah, but they're traveling. But the disadvantage that we have here is that we don't have no control on that. Okay, maybe the south side probably could have a little more control. They can decide if they want to close them or not. But then it's a conflict still when they decide to close down, and the north side still opening because they have ties with France, and they don't want to lock out the France, Europeans from coming in, and then the Guadeloupeans don't want to come in. So there's where we got a serious problem on the side, and who's in control, like Grassroot right just said, is a prefect who decide that. And for they, the most important is to make sure please their people. And so we in a serious situation. Already we have leaders who are afraid to stand up to them. So even if, let's say, the president, Daniel Gibbs, could stand up and tell and make decisions, I don't know what they don't have the balls to do it or scared to do it, but they're not doing it. They are not doing it, and there is where a country or people need bold leadership. Because if you have bold leadership who can stand up and who knows what to stand up for the people, then we wouldn't be in the predicament that we're in today. So we just have to take what we get. Have to accept what we get. What do you say to yourself? Yeah. So this is what happened to us in St. Martin. And we got a call coming in, so we're gonna take that call.
Yeah, go for the call.
Speak on.
Hello, good evening. Good night. Jesse, how are you?
Understand what is really going on, and to see the population I always thought is not taking attention as what's taking place. And see good in your good, my brothers and sisters. We under état de droit. That is the Caribbean purpose now. We talk about black man liberation. Listen, my brothers, and see what time it is. When we talk about Marcus Garvey, remember the word of Marcus Garvey. When Marcus Garvey Garvey say black man, and see what Marcus Garvey do in the setting of the Caribbean. What is America to the whole Caribbean? It's to show you how the 7-day Micro and all of that, they belong to Caribbean. It's to show you the distance of the lands of the Caribbean. And these lands got to reach somewhere today as what you are of the 74. And that I will make my people understand again, what is the 74? That 74 was the gathering of all the countries as one government. And that's what you call collectivity. And these men take the Mary, put it in the name of collectivity. And that's why the president, Mr. Holland, when he comes, he says that's the collectivity that the governor waiting for. Because that collectivity, what the governor was waiting for, if that's what has Brexit, never signed. And to see the reality of this, the Caribbean never come where it's supposed to be. And all now the Brexit is done, is gone. And to show you, they have to bring a purpose, what is necessary to bring peace upon that creation. And we never know what is that Caribbean. Come back to Marcus Garvey. And that's why Marcus Garvey has said, look to the east. We will have a king who will conquer. We see Selassie I come. What is the kingdom today? What they asking we to be present today. And that is the kingdom now. What Marcus Garvey are talking about. Because he really show we in the Caribbean. Where's the land? Where's the kingdom? Where's the king? Where's the nation? Where's the identity? And what they waiting for today is the same identity they asking them so long. And that's why I tell my people it's not there where the spirit is. Because if we was there where the spirit is, we are done start to fight in that Caribbean to show that Caribbean must reach where it's supposed to be. Because it's not a politician affair, it's our human right. That means it must to be. And to show you the wrongness what is doing, why you have gone. And the denying is what you have want to the Brexit to sign is we. And see what they do. So my people, remember what Marcus Garvey said. And until we don't right that Caribbean we're supposed to be, it's not that man we're talking about and no right of the Caribbean. Good night, my people.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse, we got a question. I think the question goes like this: why Margaret is not open to blood point? Who's really refusing? I really don't know. Maybe Grassroot Freddy got a little better audio than that than me. But one of them got it closed, or one of them, if Angola's, I really don't know. It's not a question that I could answer with all fairness. So I'll leave it where it is, but it's true. It is still closed down. But people is getting in and out. What they show is that the southern part of the island is open to Anguilla. So I can't tell you, I don't know whether it is the French government. This ain't got nothing to do with that. We don't know. We know we want a thing. So I'll be clear of that. So either maybe or most likely France has a policy that says they are not open up to Angola. I can't say more than that. So we go.
Well, all we could say is that we noticed that for the past months now, the ferry is running to Simpson Bay by the airport there, and they have daily commute from Angola to Simpson Bay and back and forth. Yeah, but why I mean, that's a question for sure. Why the ferry don't run to
Angola?
Just to Marigot?
Yeah. From
Angola. And then over there now, if you want to come over, it costs you about $35 to $40, if not more.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, for one way. So that's expensive.
Well, how is it? Similarly, I don't think the boats from Point Blanche goes to St. Bart's either.
Oh, no, only from Margaret.
Only from but or maybe Oyster Point, or maybe, I don't know. But I get the impression that they're not rolling also.
That's a question that the people who usually, maybe it's because Angola in fully open it too.
Yeah, I don't know from what angle, but you can't be going southern side and tell me you're closed.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's another thing.
probably area are closed.
Yeah.
But anyhow, if anyone could enlighten us on why Angola, then drop a note on Facebook or give us a call. You would enlighten the listeners, including myself.
The number is 522-2231. Yes, give us a call and
Tell us why you know.
yeah,
That's
that's
why Angola.
that's what you know about.
It's not very good.
522 31.
So now let's go by
Yes, ma'am.
52-2231.
by the observation on the
05.
0590.
we go roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we go by this beach problem, which resembles okay, apparently, and it's an ongoing situation, but it's not the first storm that the French Guadeloupe Premiere News has dealt with a situation where the Europeans are controlling the beaches and frustrating the Guadeloupean from using the beach. They don't tell you, don't come on the beach, but by the time you get to the beach, you just tired, scrape up, mash up, maybe even sprain a leg because frustrated systematically. That happens here. If you go by Long Bay, that's down lowland, that's where the Long Bay is. Bay Rouge, and everyone know that during Easter season, that was one of the beaches that St. Martin people a substantial amount of St. Martin
Yeah.
people would go to,
That
attracted
beach,
to.
that one, and also Plum Bay, which the hotel there, the Salmon Hotel is occupying, in Red Bay, Red Beach. Those two beaches, a lot of St. Martin people used to go there for picnic for Easter Monday.
And what we know, and then,
Hey,
yeah, and we know that there is no signs down there that say you can't go to the beach.
no.
Try go to the beach and you're gonna find out that you want to go, you go to the beach to relax. You don't want to fight an obstacle course to get to the beach. So the road, the beach, the entry to the one in lowland is basically a corridor in a house, if that large. And by the time you get there, you even can't get in a cooler to show you how it works. And after all of the beaches, it is systematically done to frustrate and discourage the plot of this island from using the beach when the Europeans get their hand on the water. That's exactly what happened. Fast forward that, or take off St. Martin, and you tack on Guadeloupe, and that's the experience that they're having in Guadeloupe. I know they had a situation where they tell the people that they cannot use the beach, and in return, Reserve Naturel come in and tell them this, that, and you got Europeans walking or come in and tell you that they got authorization to do this and they got authorization to do that. The most recent case is, I think, is in Gosier, where the people of Gauzier or the people of Guadeloupe who want to use the beach find out that maybe on a hotel find out that they cannot effectively use their beach, but these people are erecting tents, God knows what else on the beach as if. Of course, you just got to go to the local cars and you want to know exactly what we are talking about. So it shows you a couple things. One, these, and it is becoming more and more clear. One, we are living in a colonial situation. I hear some people say they never hear more word colonial now than this. But the difference between yesterday and today is they take off the chain off your knee, off your ankle, and off your neck. And what they do see you with now, what they lock you around now is a serious social aids. So the experience is not as brutal, but the domination continues to the degree that the advancement that these islands had made over the years when they abandoned and when it was no longer possible, they went and run back France for whatever convenience they had. They come back now. So if we used to own shop, own store, service business, construction, garbage collection, I mean, you think about it, they are reversing each and every one. Every inch of gain that we have made is being reversed on a slow fire. And these are the people now that are dominating everything. The idea now is no, and we mentioned this already, this is no longer about taking over. Takeover has been done. What they're into is a period of consolidation. What handful of things that have remained is what they are not constantly, what they are recuperating now. What they didn't get their hand on is what they were. Think about the canteen, they come in for the canteen. The people who had a contract, they were reasonably, because any type of government contract is usually very interesting because it's reliable. Things go into delays, but they are reliable contracts. They know that. And the biggest set of companies typically get rich based on government contracts. That's where the money is. Because government money. Your famous taxes, your famous dotation, your famous government aid or subvention, yes, or whatever to be, that's where the money is. So whenever what they do is they lay their eye on everyone and they peel back all the local gains and they are recuperating them. Think about the canteen, yes, I was saying, the bus business. We got to go by the garbage. That's a point that we got to touch on eventually. That is the consolidation that is being undertaken. Don't talk about food. You got the Chinese and the Europeans and the Indians got a monopoly. And we're going to spend some time maybe down the road on a program to tell us the Chinese are deadly. I don't know how, with lack of government that we got north and south, I don't know if there's a way out, but we would make some suggestions going forward. And this is exactly what is happening in Guadeloupe. The Guadeloupans cannot use their beach. We don't always long term, but we just getting confirmation that this is the way, this is a methodology that they use, this is a strategy that they use. They go along in a corner, sit down. You're sick, come tell me you're sick and I'll put you on some kind of help. You can't feed your children, come on away, call it. You can't pay your house rent, come on away, call it. But when you need to and sooner or later the house rent, but the house belongs to the state, the sea, and all of them belong to the state, so they can get the money. We serve as recycling, hence building the wealth for those that owns the company. Remember Super U 1 and 2, that place makes so much money that they buy up from one store to the next. They don't support or sponsor local company or sport or whatever events. European events, they dump a wash of money in there. Administration, game over. Guadalupe St. Martin's, you name on that, and I have somewhere if I all when the conversation began, if I find the name, the health department is European, the police and gendarme is European. I don't want no police is a the law, you name it, we are basically God. That's a game over, and this is exactly what is happening, which can be tied to the COVID situation. We don't own anything, so we can't shut down our country. We can't protect ourselves, and hence will explain why their attitude and behavior is systemic. And right now, since Irma, if they had owned 70% of this country economy, they are in the range of 90 to 95%, if not more, of the economy is there. And given by next election, they own the whole economy. And the surprise for me is why they don't take over the control of the Chamber of Commerce. I don't know. There's no reason why we should be in control of the Chamber of Commerce. We need control. Money or figurehead.
They take the card? Carla, good evening. The IRS.
Mambo Live?
IRS. Give us what we need.
The IRS. Okay, thank you.
Who was that?
Continue.
Yeah, so that's just to show us the predicament that we are in, and some of the time in our discussion, because of the ineptitude, the poor type of politics and politicians that we have in this country, it frightens you into think that the option is that you cannot consider independence but at the same time, it is the only way you could save what could be saved before it is too late.
But saying that happening in Guadeloupe, that happens in Barbados. It happened. Remember when I put that Kamola song, Tell Jack don't go on my beach and things like that? Mm-hmm. That's the same problem Barbados was having with it. Those Europeans coming to live in Barbados. Even though
they
speak a different language, but that's the behavior of European. European come to your country, to your paradise, the country that you have built for you. Because when we was growing up, my mother and father and them think that they was preparing an island for their children. I grew up with that same type of mentality. I went a bit about figuring that I'm going to create this paradise for my children and pass it on to the children to do for their children, not knowing that these wicked devils will come in and do what they're doing to us today. And this is the same thing that happened in Guadeloupe right now. Guadeloupe getting the share of it also. And when we think that it's only we alone getting that, that's the behavior. Once a European goes to your country, you could bet, because I've seen it happening in St. Thomas also. St. Croix is happening. Where these people used to go on the beach, there was a video out not too long ago, where these people, these white people buy a property close to the beach. So these 2 million customers going on the beach with a juice box and ice box and having a good time. They don't have for years. These people must have recently come to live there. This woman gonna go down on the beach and tell the people they can't be there.
But it can't be.
They cannot be there. They can't be there because our house is there. I playing our music and I disturb them. So the fella said, but you know how long we been bathing here? And the fella, he went easy on her. The garden told me, and he like smart people. But I did tell she, is either she behave herself if she want to live here, or go back where she come from. Because nothing gonna stop them from bathing there. This is the attitude we gotta deal with these people. We gotta show these people that this is our country. The problem with we here is that we don't got no leadership to stand up with us. But in St. Thomas and those places, they don't need leadership to stand up with them. They're their own leaders and they decide what they can do.
If the leader don't stand up, they make him walk.
Yes. So it's that the people of St. Martin got to realize that we got to be strong enough and demand what we want for our country. That's what you're going to boil them to. You're going to have a call coming in. So we can deal with that. Yeah. Oh.
Good evening, Carlo.
Take out the 3 button, you know. 1, 2, 3. No, button 7. 1, 2, 3.
Caribbean is listening to noise. Listen to that voice. And how the Bible says, when are you going to hear the voice of the Most High? Pay attention to that voice. And believe me, I'm the one to move that Caribbean. Trust me, my brothers. Is are you listening today? Are you looking for somebody to move? Meet Jassy. And let's go. Are you going to see the right going to open? Because that door must open while I'm showing you so long to play. I want to get up now because I just want to stay cool. Because when I get wet, I'll get my heart to be flipping. You understand? So to show you what I taking place, and I warning my people, don't fret to come down. How even dog soil. When are you how long say how they treating are you waiting to are you to come in the street. My brothers and sisters, I want to be free and get what are you want. Be with are you king. Blessing and good night. That's the last talk I talk again. Good night, my brothers.
Good night, Jesse.
Yes. Yeah, my brother Jesse. Bless up. The person I tell you something now, what was okay, so yeah, that was saying, and it's all up to us, we have a docile attitude here in St. Martin of relaxing, and I believe it comes from the social. The social played a big role in that because nobody don't want to lose their calf. So they don't want to come out on the road and the government see them stand up against, and then when the government see them stand up against what is going on, they feel like they're going to lose their social money. So that caused them also to sit back. And the slave master don't realize that just feed these people, just give them enough food to eat. Every month you give them a little check, and you're going to keep them there, and you take everything you want from them. And this is what going on to us right now. Freddie, you look like you want to take the money.
Yeah, that taking like sometime.
Yeah.
That even, yeah. I don't, just answer the brief question from the last. I don't know what is really taking place where these boats is coming. These boats from Angola. I don't. But I have a feeling that the reason why they are not docking in Marigot is because restrictions, where the PCR test maybe is required, and maybe they have to quarantine. So I think it is more easier or more simpler to dock on the south. That's what I think. But I don't worry too much about the situation in Guadeloupe, even though they're in trouble a little bit with their beach situation and other social situations also where the water is related, etc. I know they are going through some hard times, but they know how to fight. You know, they can fight. So we just must not feel them too much because they know how to fight. But nothing is taking place for St. Martin people. You know, that is my concern. I think that should be our concern. Nothing is happening for St. Martin people. And that is sad.
You taking a call? Good evening. Hello? Hello? Everything on it. Person gone. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. Are you there? Yes, nothing is taking place for St. Martin people. And that is sad. You know, we are I see recently you have the signature of a lot of funds, you know, where it has to do with the economic relance and stimulation for the economy, something like 120 million, 140 million. That is not money for us. Okay, that is not money for St. Martiners. That is money to help the others survive, to make them more and more comfortable, to settle in, you know. They are just being grounded. This is just money to consolidate them, you know, keep them and contented, you know. It goes in different directions. So nothing is taking place for St. Martin people. There's a reorganization of the administrations that is going on right now. That is not for St. Martin people. That is in the favor of the European, you know. And they are in danger. This was St. Martiners who are working for the COM right now in the organization, the reorganization. For me, it is just to easier way. It is a very easy way to get them out, you know, because everything is going to be strategized. It wasn't the case in the past. Everything will be channeled and more easier to get St. Martiners out. So that reorganization is definitely not in their favor.
But you know something about that, Freddie?
But yeah, go ahead.
They're not those who are inside there and they see what's going on. They know what's going on, and none of them is saying anything. They're just accepting everything that goes on in there.
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. But for me, what is our handicap today is a combination of knowledge, a combination of competence, and love for St. Martin, love for the soil. A few days ago, I was listening to a very interesting program. It had to do with the conservatoire, the littoral and the reserve naturelle and so forth. And I was just taking the time and listening because I just wanted to hear and look for the moment of catch. And I got it. I got it. I was just waiting for the program to get hot, but it never get hot. It couldn't get hot because we are losing this country because of a combination of knowledge, know-how, competence, and love for soil. And it is not taking place. And in that program, this lady, impressive, because at the end of the program, she's saying, oh yeah, the project has to do with something with in the interest of the public, and you know, you could go put chairs, relax, and so forth. And what is going to be run? The entity that is going to run the entity that is going to be organizing and running what is taking place is an établissement public. She said établissement is going to be an établissement public. But guess what? You have what you call a EPIC. A EPIC is an établissement public industriel et commercial. And that makes all the difference in the world because, for that type of activity, if money is involved, who knows, maybe or maybe not money will be involved. It can be an EPIC who is going to be gérant the project in Gagnon. Now I heard another voice that says something, oh, it cannot be, another voice say, oh, it cannot be, it has to be an association or something like that. Maybe it is an association, and then associations is there's no money involved. Yes, you have associations that is à but non lucratif, which is the most common associations or association à but non lucratif. But could also have association à but lucratif. A company, entity could be under an association. And be lucrative, you pay taxes, you have a bilan, you have a prévisionnel, and a company could be run by association. An activity can be run by an EPIC, which is an établissement public industriel et commercial. That E in C makes all the difference in the world.
Yep.
But you have to know that to be able to argument, to be able to hit them back a shot, to say something, you know. So we are losing our country by details, by the nitty-gritty, the fine print. That's how we lose our country. We lose everything like that. Because usually what takes place in our community is the big picture is always proposed or presented to the population. Always the big picture. And then when the project is on its way, then when things start to evolve, then in there it starts to show its true colors, starts to change and to turn and twist and to change. But it's already too late, because once the project is approved, then it does have all the things in place, the signatures in place, then it becomes very difficult to be able to stop it, also because it's already lancé. So if a person or if people has to do something, it is at the beginning, and it's at the beginning is where you have to hit them all the shots, all the points, all the nitty-gritties. You know, you show them that you know your stuff and you don't want it to happen. But if you don't know, we lose our country. So I don't know that the fight right now, politicians, so-called politicians, maybe the fight now is just a refuge for them. The fight now is just a refuge for them to save themselves. That's all, eh? Because you're going in there tomorrow, you got to be ready for your opinion. And if you're not competent, if you don't know what you have to know, it is je finis, you know, you're going to be just collecting your little money you got to collect. No one can say nothing to you already because you're already in the state of power. So we need to know what we want to do. And as I actually said a few minutes ago, it's not only about, we can't fight, we don't know, but there is a minimum that we know, okay? There's things that we know. We're not dumbbells. A lot of them out here, in here, we do certain levels of schooling. It has to do with the decision that we are taking, okay? It has to do with the decision that we taken to stand up really, or to go the extra mile, or to be able to fight, or be able to look for a solution. Because the ultimate act for St. Martin's right now, we need to know that the last resort for us will be to be able to hit the street. Okay? Hit the street and do what we do best. Stand up, fight, protest. Because that is the ultimate result. Okay? I've been part of the movement for a couple of years, and I see things happen. I see results with the Plu. I see results with the Carbe. I see results with Nadika case. I see results with preparing XYZ. So those was the ultimate test when St. Martin's decided to go out on the road and say enough is enough. We want to do what we have to do. This has nothing to do now with no Bible and no Jesus. Why Jesus? This is just we going out here and we fighting. Okay? So it will boil down to that one of these days. Because as I say again, this reorganization that we see taking place now, it is not in the favor of St. Martin's. It is not in the favor of collectivity workers. That reorganization has to do with their detriment.
Nouveau Saint Martin, full bloom.
Well, we don't know. I think we are getting this from Grassroot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got show. We are getting put on that book.
I got something to say.
Okay.
Good evening, St. Martin's, Grassroot here in the house. I had a conversation with somebody and they were saying, but how come we local St. Martin people never keep a barbecue out in Bay? Go up and light we grills and enjoy our food. I say it is possible because there's no sign that you cannot go there and picnic.
We should do it.
And then, so I tell the person, yes, it exists. It's always Galleon and Fries where we always choose to go. But we always still have the opportunity to go and bathe on these beach and take part with our barbecue. Because this is one of our culture. And also, the other part that grieved me is the banks also in St. Martin. How they so much against St. Martin people. Now they just shutting you down. It's a lot of full on your account. They just taxing, overtaxing you. So there's a lot of things that is not playing out in our favor. The businesses, the license. Also, the bidding for the collectivity when you put on a dossier and they ask that if your company could able to bid this amount, only white people dossier Europeans were behind the bidding, going in for the bidding. They must be getting a 1 or 2 or 3 local person. And we still doesn't get the dossier approved. Most of the time it goes to these companies. So you call it favorites, and you see white man privilege that's playing out there. And we also see all of them come in a way that is only they will have the last say, because their dossier is being approved and everyone has a palo. They're able to get you to approve their dossier. So in every way when I look at it, it blocks. And then Monsieur, as he said about CCE, the CCE has a lot of local business entrepreneurs, and they're encouraging the other local people to be on the list. And they hire recently a lot of young St. Martin people, because when I checked the website lately, I see they did hire St. Martin people. And those that is also in the collectivity, they shuffling them around. And actually you being saying that none of them is opening, they want to say anything. But you see, I always say, if you're trained to be in a position and you could stand up to defend with your diploma what you study for, no one could move you easily. But when they bring in these superior ads and they put them over St. Martin people, we should have had leaders to take a bold stand and say, no. My people in position 30 years, 20 years, they cannot be moved. They'll have to go to a pharmacy or Guadeloupe Martinique to able to fit the equivalent or upgrade. But you see, that's when again you need to take leaders with a bold step to able to put these people straight. Because when they come in with a CAD, they come in to give them better housing, containers, better salary, and those who here, they're not looking to better their situation. So it's still an injustice towards the St. Martin people.
Okay.
But I just want to say before you go that, guys, Badia would go on the beach and doing barbecue. If the beach belongs to me, belongs to St. Martin people, I shouldn't have to go on the beach if me feel like going on the beach. I go on the beach when I want. And they want to put it in a way now that if you don't occupy your beach, they're gonna take it from you. You're gonna lose it. But that's not how life's supposed to be. Life actually, the beach actually is a public beach. And when I feel like going, if I feel like going once a year, I go once a year. If I feel like going every month, I go every month. If I feel like going every Sunday. It's up to me to, because I see we had tried at one time when they was taking the beach from the bar from them fellows down Big Rouge, and we started going beach hopping every Sunday. And sometimes you get tired because you got other things to do, you know, and you got to put off. And you don't feel like going to the beach today. I grew up in a beach, so that these people that putting us in an awkward way of living. It's because of the wicked mentality of colonialism and devilism and Satanism and don't like black people. Racism.
Much of it will go through.
Oh yes, that's what causing it. Because like I was telling our partner yesterday, I mean, this is a beautiful island, man. It's a paradise. I say, it think it's a paradise. It used to be a paradise. Since Europeans started to come here, it's no longer paradise. It used to be.
But
right now, if they continue the way it's going, we probably have to change the name from St. Martin to something else. I wouldn't be a St. Martin no more.
Well, the word St. Martin belong today. That's Christopher Columbus' name. So we probably so the only
even Swaliga.
We exactly go back to Swaliga or whatever that.
Walichi. Walichi. We can't call it that no more.
Okay. We got to do like how Haiti, when they get independence, they went back to the original Indian name, Haiti.
Well, we might have to scrape out the friendly oil on.
Oh, but I suggest that way.
Yeah.
But
attachment.
And like how they did in Rhodesia, which was named after Dr. Good from Road, and they give it back the name of Zimbabwe. So it is their structure, it is their environment, and the direction that you went in relation to the question, if it's mine, I don't need to occupy it. I could leave it. I should be able to leave it for generations or whatever to be stop tired. Because these people has to be controlled by it is the role of the politician to put this in people's interests under one donor. That's what we elect people for, to do our business. And while they do the business, we make life convenient for them so that they could do their business. It is not as if they function as citizens. There is a structure around them. There is a certain amount of rules and regulation that permits them to do the job. It is not a role of the people to go around and mow in the beach. We can't mow in the beach.
No, the beach is ours.
The beach is supposed to be ours. It's supposed in the sense that somebody tell themselves, or some other people tell themselves that it is theirs, and if you don't occupy it, you don't. But when you try to occupy it, you're supposed to be staying there all day. You're gonna take up yourself and go back home. But he's done along the water already.
And he customer water, so he's there all the time.
Well, he like water. Yeah, he accustomed to it.
He ain't customer no beach.
He water flight.
Yeah.
And so that need to be said. But the strategy is simple. How do you depossess someone? Here's a simple little example. If I open a bar and I don't want the black man to come, the black man is functioning already in a disadvantageous position financially. So simple. If I don't want him to come, all I'm going to do is a cork, for example. If a cork is sold for $1 typically, say $10.
Yeah.
And you put up a wall, put up a wall. That's it. That's the strategy that they use. If you got a plot of land, and the way call it, you saying you know everybody wants a land, all you got to do, Mac, $1 million on it. and you put out, you house your 99.9% of the population right there without having to tell him, I want you in my neighborhood, I want you on this development, because I know financially I can't respond. If you can't respond, so that's the strategy that is used. Okay? Do you observe that people who rent, you have trying to put together, you got the means, you go upstairs at your house or on the side or God knows what, and you build a house. Who's the people that you inherit? It's people who's in financial situation, dire straight. So down the road, a couple of years, they end up with problems. Did we ask ourselves why none of the immigrants from the Caribbean don't end up in these gated neighborhoods? 10 to 20% of them is empty. You getting in there because the conditions
don't want you in there.
Tell you can't get in there. That's the strategy. As simple as that. He knows it. That's the strategy that he used to control. So when you put up a gate to come here, tell man, I didn't say you can't come in here. I didn't say you can't live here. But by the time he tell you 5,000 euro a month for the house, you ain't coming back. And when people come, he tell them 2,000 euro for the house.
Exactly.
Tell them 200.
Okay?
Keeping 100.
Because it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not about you. I come. And all the open land that is, so families that have a lot of open land, watch out yourself. They're going to find ways and means to flush you out of it. They're going to raise the tax. They're going to make it difficult for you to develop it. They're going to make it difficult for you to build a house on it for you. And when you got through, when you now have to, when they flush you out by tax, the week after, that same land is rezoned constructible for the erect a gate, build fancy, nice, proper homes for only their people. That is the strategy that is executed. But is it the role of the people to come out every time to do that? No. We got politicians. That's their role.
That's right.
That is their role. And in truth and in fact, what we should be planning to do is to take over the White House without election.
That's right.
That is basically the argument that we're supposed to be dealing with. And now that I said that, we can flip into the issue with the garbage, which ties properly into that. But then when they had a problem with the bus, we talked about it and we didn't throw in the garbage. And look at there.
Right here.
Look at there. So is it an issue about where we should take to the streets? We should take to the White House.
That's right.
I don't want to walk the street no to frustrate nobody. However, I want to walk in the White House with the yellow feet. Whatever that's supposed to mean. But that's where the problem is.
That's right.
It's a problem of leadership. It's a problem of people that you ask yourself whether they're making money. They're making too soon or half of it. Just enough to survive. Like everybody. And yet they acting like they large. They don't get invited to the party and nothing gated neighborhood because you're seen as just a peon. You're seen as just a figurehead. You're seen as just a baby that you're dangling in front of the black man because he look like him and he does the bidding. And when he turn here, he grin, did I do a job well? That's what we got as politicians. We see another stand up and fry up and rage, telling us what is being done. The street stinks. It is littered with garbage. That's the situation of St. Martin right now. And we setting it out. We shouldn't be blocking the road. We should be blocking the collectivity. And I speak to every St. Martin, every foreigner, every adopted born to be here that is in this place. Walk, go down to the White House with your garbage and dump it in the yard, in the office, everything.
doing. Then we go places. Because then they say, I want it here because in front you're God. And then these communities these gated communities that they are talking about don't gun garbage.
No, you don't have to
Put them by the road.
They talk it by the road,
Put them
by
by the
policy.
main road.
They don't keep garbage bin in these communities. It is kept out by the road
by
as
the
a
road.
matter of policy.
Big black man.
And we are cool, and I really keep saying, and then come in. I ain't going to defend St. Martin because for me alone anymore, or on certain subjects. Because when the flies and the germs and the worms and God knows what else and the diseases start to hit these garbage bins, we are inhale it, it goes to every community, not only for the St. Martin, for the Dominican, for the Haitian, for all you. And everybody want to sit quietly, think St. Martin people should do the job and everybody go benefit, then let the flies take all of us.
Totally.
And this is exactly what happens every time.
Yep.
So who got to get a box? Let's organize the collection of garbage and dump it in the collectivity. Then we're going to get attention. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Because it's not fair. We are children. And we are treated like animals. We are treated like we don't want nothing. Because they and their children ain't smelling the stench. And we're supposed to be paying tax. And how the French law say, on a des droits et des devoirs. Et notre droit, c'est de vivre dans une société propre. Et c'est pas que Daniel Gibbs qui est en question là, c'est l'État français qui est en question là.
That's right.
There's a concept about the ordinance that we need to respect and that exists in the surrounding islands. There's a concept about islands. Long ago, before, in these French territories, the prefect used to run the show. Okay? Prefects used to run the show. They used to vote the budgets, pay the employees, pay those who the companies for doing works. They used to do it in the show.
Yes.
Commune days, etc. Yeah. And those very long ago, they used to go on show. And natives one day get up and say, but look, we black man, we here now, competent, he's lawyers and thing, and we want to run the show, we want to run our own destiny, we want to do things for ourselves, we want to, educate our own, promote our culture, and so forth, and lawyers and doctors fought, and unionists also fought for that particular right. But years ago, when the prefect used to run the show, he had everybody under his boot. You couldn't fight him, he had everything under his boot. And one day, black man got up and said, no, we want to run our show. He got that opportunity, eventually. He got it, because with the laws of 1982, and after, he voted his own budget, schools, everything, and he left it his own, and corruption came in the show. So I'm saying that to say what? If you want to run the show and promote your people, promote your culture, then do what you have to do and don't do the contrary. But that's when corruption came in the picture. It was just rampant. Tainted their opportunity to do good. It happened in all departments, Guadalupe, Martinique, Guyana, They just became greedy. It was a political fight, disaster, beating up each other. And what was their objective? They said at the beginning, we want to run our affairs. We want to run our own destiny. We want to educate our own. We want to promote our culture. We want to do their own bidding. They got an opportunity and they messed it up. And they even kept their own dung. They trampled their own. Okay? They turned it around. So today, they are taking back what they gave us many years ago. Who's to blame? They can't put all the blame on them. I'm not saying give them all right or give them all right, but there is they do the devoir. Part, you do your part, I do my part. Okay, so today also I noticed that there is a enormous fight with this RSA. It is just ongoing every day and every week and every month. You're hearing about it. It has been the talk of the tongue for X amount of time. And I wanted to say that we the politicians, the so-called politicians out there, they are not ready to fight in the arena of France. They're not ready, not competent. The mindset is not there. They're more venturing for the portfolio, for the position, for the hat, XYZ, for the perks and so forth. But the mindset is not ready to fight them. Few months ago, they voted a budget of couple thousands, $500,000 or so for a fiscal study. Now, I want to say, this money from this RSA money is partly given by France. You cannot tell France what to do with her money. It's not your money. You cannot tell France that, okay, this money is channeled to us, and from here we want to pitch it back into the community for economical reasons. It doesn't work like that. This is what you call minima socio. This is monies that is dedicated for a certain class of citizens in our society. You can't tell France that you can't tell France what she has to do with her money. That's the reason why when the debate of the RSA came to the parliament or came to the minister, Lecourneau, he answered this is not part of this is not a law du jour. This is not a talk of today. This is not the main concern of France today. This is her funds. This is her money. You can't tell France what to do with her money. We have enough to be able to do what we have to do, and we're not doing it. Now you're telling France to, I want someone to be able to be able to pitch it back in the community for the European to get it. And the European want everything, you know. You understand? Because you have in this community, you have forces, you have parties of interest who want to just grab everything, you know. And that is the clan that they are defending. Because they see 16 million is going something else. They want to hold on that too. Wherever they see a chunk of money that is involved or that is part of our society, they want to put a hand on it. But the French government, they are not all that stupid. Okay? They are real competent people. Ministers, they are competent, they are qualified, and they know what they are doing. Their arguments always hold. As I say again, stop it with this RSA. You cannot tell France what to do with her funds. Already we are paying her to collect the money, which is legal. When they want to redistribute it, they have the right to do so. You know? And it is annoying because it is showing the level that we are on. It is showing the portfolios that we are defending. Instead, we defend the portfolio of education. A few days ago, we say these youth from the lycée. It's shameful to see youth the future. You know, even though they are not all grassroots and actors, but it is shame to see little youth going on with pancart in front of the collectivity asking to do something for our future. That shouldn't be. You know, if they are invested in so much schools and this and college schools and college nefsa, have a budget for the students. You cannot allow students to just walk the road with pancart. That to show the level that we are on. You know, instead of putting your energy and strength into some area, some money that is just a little bit of money, put your energy in education, put your energy in portfolio for degrees of law and engineering and nursing. Why you don't put a school in nursing school in St. Martin? But it's talking about LSA because they want the European is pressuring them to take the LSA money too. So they just going up in Paris in the parliament saying that redistribute. They want the money to be redistributed in the society. If you're giving it to the foreigners, they have the right to spend it where they want to spend it.
Exactly.
You know, they have the right to spend it where they want to spend it because that is the portfolio of the European here who want all the little everything they want, every penny they want, and that shouldn't be. And we know that is what is going on. And that is part of what is killing St. Martin and the future of St. Martin people. So when I said a few minutes ago that they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. They are not dumbbells. But they are making a decision. They are taking a decision to do the wrong. That's what they are doing actually. Yep. They are taking a decision to do the wrong. They can't stand up. They can't fight like St. Martiners go out once in a while to fight. They can't do that. But they are taking a decision to do wrong.
Speak back, man. Well,
that's right.
You know, I said this a few times and I'll say it again. The problem starts with us here as a people who don't know how to select your leaders. How to choose who should run this country in your benefit. And until St. Martin people learn that, until black people learn that in general, we're going to be always under the boots of the colonizer. If we know that, if St. Martin people that know about politics, about voting, Daniel Gibbs will never be there. Because Daniel Gibbs been in politics, in government long enough to know that he don't have St. Martin people interest at heart. And we at the grassroots been telling them so.
Yep.
Before they put him in there. And they still choose to put him in because they feel like he could speak French good. He come from a rich family. His father was a doctor. He got a color. His skin almost white.
Like blum.
You know, these are the reasons why St. Martin people are voting. You don't vote for that. You vote for a person that have a record of standing up in the past for you. He, that man, been there a long time. He's my partner. But when it comes to politics, Daniel is not a politician. Dano is not a politician.
That's how we are buy.
I'm a boy. Dano is not a leader. He's a good fella to meet on the street and talk with him. You want to send him to speak French, he will speak French for you. But to lead a country, Dano, I will not put you to lead a country for me because you're not going to see my color. You don't see black people. You see white people as normal. But because he grew up in a white environment, his mother is white. So when the white people do their thing, it's normal for him. But it wouldn't be normal for me and you because we black.
Let me throw some water in your bar you want to feel.
Okay.
That's a black man, and I know white man.
Dano?
Dano, you know.
Dano a black man, but Dano, you know you're not a black man.
Okay, now we talking.
Dano a black man when it's convenient.
Okay. Because he come from black people.
He come from a black father.
Yeah.
But he lived with a white mother. He sucked the white today. So when they're not thinking what, and that's why I don't blame him so much. I blame the people who put him there. The people when they're going to vote for him is who we gotta blame, because I had to. No, I don't call it stupid. I need to educate myself about how to vote for leadership. This is St. Martin, but not in Southside. How to vote for a person to lead your country is a person who have the best interest for this island and for the people of this island. When you find somebody who got that, everything will fall in place.
But let me team the argument a bit. I see you like your buy. I just hope you buy the waterfront.
Check my color. If I was white, I would have known it.
But if you buy, you got to give back to
But
you.
not for leader. As a leader, they don't see me supposed to have a business.
But you can't.
They're not going to see me to say, hey, what going on next week?
Well, you can't be a bar. Well, birds of a feather flock together. One.
Yeah, you don't flock with
And
me.
well, down your bar. Okay. My brother is who's think the way I think.
Okay.
Down your brother.
Well,
But you keep him if you want. But
Well, I fool myself then.
I'm more fear the son.
Okay, I'll stop fooling
know.
myself. He my buying over there.
But let me go. And Freddie made an argument on the RSI, and it is true. And it goes like this. The RSI is a dual regalian, meaning it is a state competence. At some point in time, and we know the defense system is very centralized. It's not like the federal system where every little area got a little power. The French thing is like the whole policy, the situation of COVID is a policy out of Paris. Every dollar we talk about, whether for business or for hurricane, it is money that comes from the center. There's little or nothing in the edges. Absolutely no power in the edges. Now, Guyana, Mayotte were able and have argued that they cannot that they cannot afford to sustain the RSA. So they asked back the state, look, this is a burden for me. It's a burden for me to carry. So take it back. It's state money. T.O. Zoom. What you want grab what you work for? Oh no, what you want manage what you work for? And you ain't getting to manage it. All they try to do is battle it up for you to go along and spend it sparingly and go along with some of store down and tuck it back into European hands. It's not like the collectivity is going to benefit or get control of that money.
No.
It is the coercion system that they try to do. And I need them to know that the ingenuity of humanity of man, he would find a way around that. A racket would develop and the time they work on it. A racket would be built around it and nothing will change. Now, I listened to the president, not the president, the senator, did you say? Yes, I went, we did give her accolades for certain direction. But on the RSI, I've heard her say that the state is willing to take it back, but they want to hold on to it so that they could make sure the money stay in this country. But we don't want to, even extra lose the business. So you come and buy extra, buy no little hat, what you like it to buy, right?
Yeah, hat.
Souvenirs.
Well, okay. So who you want to battle in the money for? If France spending the money, team is spending. And it's going to mean that you will not be in a hole of 14 million or 15 million yearly anymore. That's all to me, your problem no more. You're able to take that 15 million and tuck it in another direction. But no, you want to continue. Yeah, we're going to decide whether we're going to hold on to what, and you're suffocating under the weight of the 15 million euros in RSI because you got to find your path. The argument is that the calculation on the LSI was unfairly done. So which means we carry an unfair amount of the LSI weight as a collectivity. Man, if you could lift that weight, how do people say, lift that basket off my head, I'm good. Because the cutter ain't helping me. The cutter is of no use. The straw in the basket rubbing on the bones of my head. But you want to hold on to it as if just because somebody who ain't none of us telling you, let's see if you could get control. It is a hold up, it is a rip off, it is a rape of St. Martin economically. And these politicians playing the game and executing it like a set of fools. Now, if you ain't a fool, show me your smile. And I'll swallow my spittle. But we also gonna benefit when you're in a fool now. Okay, what we hold and what you want to hold, man, give it up. It's not going to cost you anything anymore, and that's what to show you how the system is urbanized. The place just, you tell me don't use the word blessed. The place is just by fire word for me. Bring me out a vocabulary list or then I'll go with Waga. So yeah, that's basically what I would say. And our politicians in and out of power over control and opposition got to get control of this. That's basically the argument and defensive matter. And I would say, at least from my conclusion, let us organize to clean the road and dump the garbage where they collect it. I'm part and parcel for that.
Yeah. I think that's a good
That's
solution.
right.
Okay.
That honest way they're going to give you so.
That's the only way. And in the night you got a car when you wake up, just pelt you by your garbage bag in front of the collectivity and go about your business. And when anybody come with a gendarme or whoever, tell them, nobody expected to buy me, so I join it there, nobody don't live there.
But concerning the area too, we see a lot of agents too just popping up and a lot of money coming out of this country too. So nothing being reinvested in staying on this island as a safety net because everything is going straight in other people's hands, and when they reach in their hand, they have the power to send it out to their country.
Yeah, well, that's how we're going to wrap it up. We've run over time. Folks, we want to thank you for being a part of it. Hope you learned something today. We're going to be back again with you on Wednesday, God's willing, from 5 until 7. Okay? So, Facebook folks, big up on yourself, large up on yourself. Some Latin people, yeah, we're in a predicament that ain't nice at all. And we just got to blame ourselves. We got to educate ourselves on how to get to know who's a good leader. We have to educate ourselves, big time. So until then, folks, yeah, you have yourself a good beginning of the week. Until Wednesday, God's willing. We're gonna leave you here with a song from
Lino.
From Lino? Okay. The DJ said from Lino. So, Sweet St.
Then
Martin.
after is Mama.
After is Mama. Drop it.
In the morning, night, and noon.